Hey YouTube, Island Homesteader here. I don't usually make videos like this, but I just got done a little while ago watching a video that Katzcradul posted on the plight of a fellow down in Orlando, Florida, where the city down there is telling him he needs to dig up his 25 by 25 foot vegetable garden because it's in the front yard. I'll include a link to the video in the description box down below this one, so you can watch the original video, and there's links on the original video where you can sign a petition on change.org. That'll be given to the city of Orlando. You know, it's not the first time I've seen something like this. Obviously it's happened before, and I've seen other videos on people's garden in their front yard where the cities or towns, whatever, have told them they need to get rid of it. And, you know, it's just, I don't know, today it just struck me differently for some reason. Maybe in light of Tuesday night's elections results, and I'll put a disclaimer right now, this is not going to be a political video because I'll be the first person to admit I don't know enough about politics, and I don't stay current enough about politics to debate them or report on them. But I do think in light of that, you know, it's kind of maybe start to question freedom, our freedoms, and maybe where those freedoms are going. I'm sure most of you already know that prior to the election, the president had signed an executive order basically giving himself control of the entire food supply of the United States and whatever they determined was an emergency situation, including your vegetable garden in your own yard. Apparently it gives them the right to come in and harvest your entire vegetable garden, take it from you, and take it wherever they deem fit and redistribute it. So, and again, I'm not going to be political, but I don't see it getting any better in the next 4 years. That's as far as I'll go on politics. But like I said, it's made me think about freedoms, what freedoms we have, what freedoms we're losing. You know, there's nothing more basic than growing food in your own yard, growing food to provide for your family. The state of the food system in this country, you know, is such that half the products you buy on the shelf are from ingredients that have been genetically modified, and there is nowhere near enough research on genetically modified plants and the safety or safety concern that they are to human beings. But that's the junk that we're being fed, and that's the junk that the government wants you to be fed. So there's nothing more basic than providing your family fresh, safe food, and fresh, safe food that you've grown yourself. Watch the video. There's a lot of other videos out there about other instances that have happened, but just watch the video. And it's made me think, you know, about just here in my own yard for my own family. I've mentioned before that I'm going to change this garden a little bit. I'm going to try to expand it some and maybe branch out into some containers in other parts of the yard and stuff like that. But just even at the very basic local level, you know, our freedoms. I live in a neighborhood, I've mentioned this before in one of my first couple of videos, I live in a neighborhood that, on paper anyway, has a homeowners association. Now, when this neighborhood was started 30-some years ago, this was a fairly exclusive, higher-end neighborhood for the island, but the island has grown past that point where this is just now another neighborhood. And there is covenants in here. I couldn't tell you right now who sits on our homeowners association, on the board of the association. If they even conduct an annual meeting. I haven't heard of one in several years. We've not paid dues. My grandmother bought this property 20-some years ago, and there's not been dues paid into a homeowners association since this house was bought. So I'm not sure how much authority the homeowners association has here. And all this comes to light because we've seriously considered getting, a half dozen chickens or 3 or 4 chickens in the backyard for eggs. And our homeowners association prohibits livestock in the neighborhood. And we live in an unincorporated area of the county, and the zoning regulations for residential in unincorporated areas of our county have no restrictions on livestock. So by county law, it's okay. But the covenants of our homeowners association forbids it. But I'm beginning to question just how much of that I should pay attention to and how much of that I should ignore. Because as I look around, there's a tremendous amount of other violations I see, some of them right here in my own yard. That fence over there, it's a privacy fence. The homeowners or the covenants prohibit fences unless they're like a small picket fence. In my backyard is a chain link fence. Chain link fences are specifically prohibited by the covenants, and that one's been in our backyard for 20 years. I've shown you this before. The neighbor across the canal has built a shed last year. Outbuildings are specifically forbidden by our covenants. And there's lots of other ones in the neighborhood. I'm going to take a quick drive around the neighborhood and maybe just point out a few of the other violations in the neighborhood. One of the covenants in the neighborhood is that you're not allowed to have a business in the neighborhood. And yet, half of the neighborhood probably now is full of vacation rental homes. Is that not using your home as a business? In my eyes it is. Now, I'm not sure exactly how the county sees that, but half of the homes in this neighborhood are rental houses. Weekly vacation rentals. To me, that's a business. We have leash laws in the county. There's a leash law in the county, and yet I don't have a dog. We used to have 2 golden retrievers, and I mentioned it back in the summer in July. We had to have our last golden retriever put to sleep. So I've not had a dog in my yard since July, and when I did have the dogs, they stayed in the backyard. Up until the hurricane last year, there was a fence running from that post over there to the house, and this entire backyard was fenced in with a 6-foot privacy fence. So the dogs never went in the front yard. Yet every time I go to mow my grass, I have to pick up dog poop in my front yard. So people obviously are not paying attention to that. Okay, another covenant issue. Construction. All new construction or any additions, remodeling, anything like that changes the exterior of your house is supposed to be approved by the architectural committee of the homeowners association. I don't think we have an architectural committee of the homeowners association, so just another issue in the neighborhood. And yet this guy can stack crab pots in his yard right here where we can all see them from the road. Those are commercial crab pots, obviously used in a commercial business. I can't have a chicken in my yard, but this guy's yard can look like this. Seriously? So I guess that's gonna end this little rant session on personal freedoms. I'm not sure exactly what got into me and where it came from, but there it is. So comment, let me know what you think. Thumbs up, thumbs down, whatever you feel inclined to do. And I don't know, maybe you'll see more videos like this from me. I got a little burr under my saddle and just needed to get it out. So anyway, there was a plus side of driving around the neighborhood today and looking at stuff. After the storm, there's always stuff that washes up around the neighborhood. And I was able to pick these four pressure treated 2x8s. I think they are. They may be 2x10s. I haven't measured. But all four of them are 16 foot long. Most of them are pretty good the whole length. There's a couple I'm going to have to cut the ends off. I may get a decent, 8-foot piece or something out of the middle. Plus, I got about a 6-7 foot piece of pressure treated 8x8, which will work out good because I want to build a platform in the garage to set my chest freezer on so it's up off the floor, and that'll be just right. So there was a plus side to it. So anyway, that's it. Hope you guys liked it or whatever, and talk to you later.